kayo ang kasalukuyang creative director
Opo.
ng Net25
Online
online
media.
media.
Yes po.
Then nanggaling din kayo sa iba pang broadcast stations.
Yes po.
Paano po kayo nagsimula dyan?
When I was a kid, I really didn't have a direction sa buhay. Lalo na po nung nag-high school po ako, like whatever's on my plate, kung ano pong nasa plate ko, yun na yun. I don't plan, I don't think ahead, whatever's in the now, that's my life. So, when I was studying the courses for college, naisip ko, ano kayong madali dito? Yung hindi ko kailangan magbilang. Yung tipong pwede ko maiwasan yung math. Film. I'm a student of BA Film under Mass Communication, and I'm happy there because I did not have any science, math, na extreme subjects. So I was able to survive my college life because I want things the easy way out. During college na hindi na ako naging religious, sobra. But the thing is, when I was a kid, growing up, I was an extremely religious person, a devotee actually, to a religious organization somewhere located in San Juan. It's under the umbrella of Catholicism.
Mhm.
And it has different types of groups. And there are different types of devotions. May isa devoted to Mama Mary, one is devoted to Santo Niño, one is devoted to different types of saints. In this particular church, they are devoted to a saint called Santo Niño, yung child image version ni Jesus. So in this religious organization, after every worship service, there is a thing that happens there, and it's called like a healing miracle thing that's happening.
Yung parang tinatawag nilang faith healing.
Yes,
May ganun,
yun
di ba?
po,
Apo.
faith healing. So, people there, they would line up in the middle and in front of the altar. There are 2 chairs. When you sit down, gaganito po yung ulo niyo po. Ganon.
Mm-mm.
Because po, ang ginagawa ng healer, kukuha siya ng katas ng luya,
Okay.
as in yung mints na ha. Kaya may mga tubig, tapos mga luya na konti lang. Kukunin po niya, tapos ilalagay po niyang ganun sa mata. Bakit po sa mata? They said, it's because it's the window of the soul. So, naka-cleanse yung spiritual life mo. And, nahi-heal yung mga sakit mo. So, of course, people there, of course, gusto nilang gumaling. Even people with cancer would go there. You could hear children crying after the luya. And it's something that became normal. There was another practice there. Somewhat there were doubts as well. Merong maliit na room. And then the healer would enter the room and go to the bed and lie down. After a few minutes, iibahin niya yung boses niya. Sasabihin niya, ano po kailangan nyo? Ang practice na yan, ang espiritu daw ng Diyos pumapasok sa katawan ng tao para makausap yung mga tao nangangailangan ng tulong. Of course, people who are desperate would go for that. Direct contact sa Diyos. Sino bang aayaw doon? So talagang maraming followers yan. Maraming pumupunta doon to get a conversation with God. Then that means, this is our ultimate salvation. Kasi close ka na kay God eh. All you have to do is ask Him to never forget you. So,
That's how they portray it.
yes. And all this time, we were brainwashed to believe that our lives are getting better, that our sicknesses are getting better, that people with cancer who go there are getting better. In what grounds? On what grounds? 2016 was the turning point in my life. Because during that time, the Metro Manila Film Festival, they showcased a film about miracle workers, about people who are healers. People would line up to this person. In the film, but this time it was a child. So it's actually kind of creepy because the religious organization is portraying Santo Niño, the childlike Jesus. In the film, they used a child as the healer. It's so similar. So it got me hooked. While I was watching the film, the entire time, kinikilabutan ako. Most especially, syempre may ano yan, may intro, climax, tapos resolution. Sa dulo, merong nakalagay, beware of false prophets. They are clothed in sheep's clothing. I just realized that not only me, I'm experiencing this. A lot of people are experiencing those types of healers pretending to be God's chosen one. Imagine po ito, kapatid na Mar. 6 years kang godless. I know that there's something higher. So, ang mindset na lang is, okay, since there's someone higher, I'll just be a good person so I don't go to hell. So, yun yung naging
But
practice
you don't
ko.
have any religious practices.
Yes po.
You don't have anything to do
Yes
with pleasing God
po. Yes
because
po.
for sure, magulo po sa isip ninyo.
Opo.
Sino ang Diyos?
Yes po. I just said to myself, okay, at least I'm done with the trauma. But imagine that religious trauma that you carried. Ang hirap pumasok sa kahit anong religious organization. Mahirap po talaga. When I was at the point where I couldn't handle it anymore, my family told me, relax ka muna sa bahay ng kakilala namin. I stayed there for a week po. And I noticed something that it caught my attention. It was the pandemic. So, syempre, walang church, walang gathering, walang mall, walang lalabas. But these people, they dressed up. They were dressed like as if they were going out. But they were just there in the dining area. Nakasapatos, nakamagandang damit, nakasuit. And then I thought, akala bawal lumabas. And then I saw them, they were already gathered to pray. So, very solemn yung pananalangin nila. They were closing their eyes. They were really, as in, yung ramdam mo, yung
Did
sincerity.
you live with them during the time po?
For a week lang po. For a week lang. And because of that, I started to ask questions. Ano po yung ginagawa niyo po? Ano po ito? Worship service sa bahay. Kasi kasi bawal po. Opo, tuloy pa rin po ang pagsamba namin. Sabi ko, ang tibay naman mga to. Grabe sa faith pa lang. Kasi kami, nung pandemic, wala na eh. Like, bye. Everyone's just bye na. Bahala na kayo. Just pray na lang sa bahay niyo. Ganun. Walang sistema. That family had a system that they followed under the iglesia. Sabi ko, wow. So I started, asking questions sa head of the family nila. His name is Kapatid na Once. Tapos when I approached him, I said, ano po yung religion niyo po dati? Gumano no. Nag-assume na lang ako baka ano po ako, Katoliko ako dati. Ganyan siya. Tas, nagtatanong-tanong ka. Di ibig sabihin nun, curious ka. Alam niyo ba, saan ko nakita yung Diyos ko? Sabi ko, saan po? Sa storage room. Tas ako, napaisip ako. Oo nga no. Kasi kahit nung ako, Katoliko, mga imahe na binubuhat namin, after the prayer, we just leave it on the table. Or we leave it on the floor. Then we just get on with our lives. So, I related with what he said. Sabi po niya, yung Diyos namin, alam mo saan nakatago? Sa storage room. Nasa sahig. Ganyan ba ang Diyos? So, kinilabutan ako. Sabi ko, oo nga no, ba't yung Diyos namin nasa sahig? Tapos sila, wala kang makikitang Diyos. As in, walang picture, walang grocery, walang candle or
Walang
anything.
rebulto,
Wala po.
statue, di ba?
Wala po
Na
talaga.
sinasabi nilang representation ng
Yes
Diyos.
po. Sabi ko, their God is real.
Okay?
Yeah, you don't see it. But that's the thing about faith eh. You don't see it. You feel it. You believe it. That's how I saw their God. Okay? Back to you, people. At meron po akong nilapitan doon. He is the first ever, as in, Iglesia ni Cristo na estudyante from UP na kinausap ko para humingi ng tulong kasi gusto ko pong pag-aralan ang mga salita ng Diyos. For the longest time, whatever on my plate, yun na yun.
Okay, yes.
But this time, I wanted to have a direction. I really wanted it. So I started with the doctrines, with the Bible studies.
What are your goals?
To have a God. Ganun lang po kasimple. To have a God. Because for the past 6 years that I've been godless, I think the only thing I need right now is a God. When I really met that family, when I spent time with that family, sabi ko, I'll never forget how amazing how life happened. Because 2016, natauhan ako sa cult na nasalihan ko talaga since I was a kid. And then, pandemic. Kumbaga, yung mga masasamang nangyari sa buhay ko, pinihit pa rin sa mabuti.
Papunta sa Kanya.
Yes po. Ginamit po niya yung mga bagay na akala mo masama, purely masama na, pero nagawa pa rin akong matawag. And then, everything that I learned came from the Bible. So sabi ko, okay, this is a legit source. Because there's an actual source. And that you can read. And it's universal. Sabi ko nga, okay, this is the first time I'm actually having a direction in my life. I will continue.
What's the primary lesson that caught your attention?
Bawal ang rebulto. Hindi pwede yun. Yun nga mismo sa Catholic nga, may mga nakalagay na do not worship images. And then yet we're doing it. And dito ako natuwa po talaga. Before you are part of the Iglesia ni Cristo, iniintindi nyo muna anong pinapasukan mo. Hindi po tulad sa religious organization na yan, be an innocent child of God, just follow.
So you were not forced?
Yes po. Ako po, mismo po talaga. I really wanted to learn. And no one influenced me. Pero ito po, I want to share lang po. Yung tatay ko po, pinagpanata po niya na matauhan ako. Na hindi na ako maniniwala sa practices ng religious organization na po yun. Nung nalaman po niya na nag-iglesia na po ako, naluha po siya. So, all this time, I thought I was on my own. Alam mo po, kapatid na Mar, nung nabautismuhan po ako, isa lang pong sinabi ko sa Panginoong Diyos. Sabi ko, salamat po, Ama. Tinawag niyo po ako. Hindi ko makalimutan yan. Kasi, syempre, if you're godless for 6 years, what kind of person will you be? I've been making mistakes here and there. And I'm probably the most horrible person in this world. And yet, tinawag pa rin ako.
So parang pakiramdam mo you're not worthy.
Yes po. Sino
Diba?
ba naman po ako, diba? Kaya, kahit ikaw pang pinakamasamang tao sa mundo, at tinawag ka ng Diyos, mahal ka niya.
Totoo
Ikaw
po
lang
yun.
po talagang makasagot. Tatanggapin mo ba ang pagtawag niya? Tsaka po, inusig ko rin yung tatay ko dati.
Mhm.
Siyempre, nakakasama ko rin po sila sa mga panalangin.
Mhm.
So, nagtataka ako, ba't iyakin mga to?
Mm.
Mga ganun. Nung naging iglesia na ako, sabi ng tatay ko, o ano, manguusig ka, di ba? O ano ka ngayon? Ginaganon ako talaga.
Doon sa mga nasabi po ninyo, unahin natin yung kulto. Sa'yo, ano ba ang tingin mo sa isang kulto? Bakit tinatawag na kulto ang isang organisasyon, ang isang relihiyon?
Ako po kasi, since I came from a cult in my religious organization, kasi there's a practice that is very unusual. And so since it's unusual, when I see something unusual yun nga, sa Iglesia ni Cristo, nung nakita ko na parang ang yaman, tapos parang iisa lang yung mind nyo, parang, okay, brainwashed.
Okay.
So, that also happened to me. I was brainwashed sa religious organization na yun. So,
Na
that's how I saw
parang
it.
they are doing things na hindi naman nila naiintindihan.
Yes po.
Hindi na mula sa kanilang sariling kalooban, kundi kung ano na lang yung sabihin
Yes po.
nung nangunguna doon
Opo.
sa isang organisasyon. Parang ganon.
Yun po
Opo.
talaga yung pagtingin ko talaga dati sa iglesia.
Ano yung napatunayan mo nung nasa loob ka na po ng Iglesia ni Cristo?
Ito talaga, sobra akong namangha po ako talaga, kapatid na Mark. Kasi po, syempre, as a kid, growing up, we didn't really understand what we were learning. We just followed. But in Iglesia ni Cristo, you learn, and it's your decision if you will follow or not. Because you are given that freedom of, would you like, now that you studied the doctrines, now that you learned the truth, are you going to push through being Iglesia ni Cristo? Wala pong ganun sa religious organization namin. Kung ano na practice nyo, hanggang sa mamatay ka, yun na yung alam mo sa buong buhay mo. Then, that's it. No questions asked. Ako na nanguusig sa mga iyakin. Ako yung iyakin ngayon. Lalo na po pag ang tungkulin ko po kasi is mga awit. Halos na ata, hindi na ako umaawit. Umiiyak na lang po ako. Sabi ko, naintindihan ko na kung bakit umiiyak mga tao. Ramdam mo
Yung
talaga yung
kapangyarihan ng
Espiritu
Panginoong
Santo.
Diyos.
Opo.
Sa panahon po ng
Totoo po
pagsamba.
kasi. Totoo po kasi, lalo na sa mga panalangin. Naintindihan ko na. Bakit lumuluha ang isang Iglesia ni Cristo sa panalangin? Grabe yung mindset ng Iglesia ni Cristo. How I was able to transform to becoming what it's like being Iglesia. Being kind, being helpful, being friendly. A simple respect to one another. Talagang, I had to change that sa part ko.